Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about first of all, the jobs that we have going on. So if you guys can see, we're pretty busy. We've been pretty busy the last couple of days. HVAC is just off the hook right now, which is kind of expected. Today's not a hot day, but it's already kind of started, and people getting really frustrated about us not being able to be out there. We have to cancel a job. They're really frustrated that we can't get out there right away. So take your vitamin C, take your echinacea, take whatever's going to help you stay healthy, because you're going to need to stay healthy for us to continue to take care of our customers.
Take the Russian piece.
Yeah. So guys, I just want number one on that, but number two, I sent an email or a text out to everybody. Hopefully you guys all got it yesterday, regarding making sure that you are 10/7, 10/8. Let us know when you're leaving your jobs. If you need your job reschedule. If you guys leave your job late at 6, 7 o'clock, we still have people here. I have David staying here now, basically until between 7 and 8 o'clock at night.
I left my job at 8:45 last night.
If you,
I exited out and clicked end when I was done. I was like, okay, but are we rescheduling? Yeah. I even clicked returning service, that little thing for the closeout, so in the morning I can set it up so that it can be.
I don't want that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Who do we
That
call
screws
when it's-
everything up.
Well, when it's
What do we call it?
8:30 or 9 o'clock at night and I'm leaving
Hold on.
my job, where do you want me to go?
Let me explain to you. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
make
do.
somebody
Because
else.
guys, here's what happened, and this was really stressful for everybody.
Sure.
And you guys don't realize what the office has to deal with when we have customers calling us and we're looking at the schedule and we're scheduling things, and you don't tell us that I need to reschedule the job. If you know at 6 o'clock, hey, I'm not gonna get this job done tonight. Take 2 minutes, call the office and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna need my job rescheduled for tomorrow. I still have a little more time here, but reschedule me for tomorrow at this time, because I'm not done. Whatever the case is, because if you don't do that, and we've got you 3 jobs scheduled first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
boom, 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 after one another, now what happens?
So call before.
So now we wake up, and then the next morning happens, and we have everybody booked, and someone calls out because they're sick, or they got hurt, or whatever, and now I'm like, oh shit, I'm totally full.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me he still got this job last night, or
Right.
she, and so now I gotta take these jobs off of that person, and I have someone sick, and I gotta figure all these 6 or 7 jobs and try to get them fit, or piss off a customer,
Right.
which is the last thing we wanna do.
Right.
Because we want to have them next year. We want them the next year after that. We want them the next year after that. So, please communicate as soon as you know something's going to happen. That way we know I can't schedule him in the morning because this job, we thought it'd be done today, but we had some problems and it didn't get done today, and now we got to be here tomorrow.
Right.
So I've got to know that. For the summertime in particular, because we know it's going to be book. Right? So if you get to the job, let us know you're there, because that's the other thing that's happening is we don't know that when you're done. And if you're done with this job and something comes in that I might need to sneak in an extra job for you, we need to know that. So we need to say, okay, hey, another job came in, I need to squeeze you in here because you got done a little earlier than expected, that type of thing. So that's what we kind of need to make sure is happening, so that we all know in the office here who we can give what job to when something comes in, or if something went longer for somebody else, we've got to do rejuggling around here a little bit on the jobs, okay? So that's what I'm asking, so that it makes it a little easier for us as well, and we can take care of our customers.
So call before 7, right? Because
Yeah, call
that's
before
like-
7 if you know. I mean, unless you guys know how to reschedule your jobs.
No.
Mine was a little different. It's gonna be scheduled for midway through next week.
Okay.
If
it's already on your schedule for all the whole week, then that's fine.
I haven't put it on there yet. I just need to do that this morning. I'm like, okay, so sometime next week. She's like, sometime next week. Can you guys
Okay.
come back? I was like, yeah. It's an HPC. We're just setting up
Okay.
a job to be done.
Yeah,
later
that's
on.
fine.
I'm like, yeah.
But it's not what I'm talking about.
I
is
can
if-
set that up in the morning. That's
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
8:30 at night. I don't need to book everything.
Right, if you don't have a specific day, but what I'm saying is if it's going over till tomorrow and you're working on a job today, I need to know about it before the end of the day so that I can make sure tomorrow's schedule will still work.
I thought my job was booked for 2 days too, so I don't know why it was only booked for that one.
No? It
It
was only on the
supposed to
one.
be booked for 2 days, because I had Jason for 2 days.
Yeah, it was only on for the one.
They just moved it, did
Well, they
something to
did,
it.
they gave us it on
was
the
2 days,
text though,
and then
they
they hit
scheduled
me.
for us. So,
Yeah, and then he hit me with, oh, you have a call, and I was like, where did we have that gap of communication then? 'Cause I thought
Yeah,
it was
so
supposed to
it's
be
just
today.
really
You know I'm
important
not
for us
gonna
to make
finish that
sure.
in one day.
You're right. It's
I don't care how much.
we know when
I
it's
ain't
gonna take
finishing
a little
that job
longer. It's
in
like
one
this
day.
is easily gonna take 2
I
days.
had,
Like,
it was me
I
and
can only do so
Jason,
much,
and
yeah.
Kevin came for 3 hours, so it's like, there's no way.
Okay, yeah, as long as we know, that's all I'm asking, please do your best to communicate to us so we know what's going on, all right? The second thing has to do with pricing. And we're not gonna get into the pricing, consistency in pricing, we're not gonna get into that completely right now, but I gotta make sure that you guys understand, we have our, the calculator is there for a reason, the bid calculator. So if you know what your part's gonna be, you put your parts in, you know how long it's gonna take, you put that in, it's pretty easy to get a price if you know what everything is.
Okay.
You don't have to use, you know, the price book, when you start typing in thermostat, it'll come up and give you options. You look at what option it is. If you have a question, you feel free to call. But, because sometimes I have people call me all the time and say, hey, Alan, I'm doing this, it's gonna take this long, here's the parts. You know, it says this on the price book, but, you know, and on the bid calculator, it's less or more, what do you think? I'll help you out, no problem. But what I don't wanna have happen is, for an example, because this is happening, because we have customers that go to Kevin and say, Kevin, what's going on?
Yes.
Is they'll say, okay, I'm doing a waste and overflow. How much is a waste and overflow? Well, it depends on a lot of things with waste and overflow, right? What's the accessibility? How much drywall you gotta take apart? You know, what do you gotta put back? Or are we putting anything back? Yes or no? But when you put in waste and overflow and it's, you're gonna put holes in a wall and you're gonna be there for 2 hours and you charge $2,800. That's a little bit high, don't you think? Now, if we're taking a wall down and putting a wall back up, might be worth it, but we're subbing somebody out. So it depends on what we're doing, but what we don't wanna have is, you know, the book says, oh, it should be like $1,200 based on the amount of time and materials, and then we're calculating it, because the parts are still the parts. But if you put more time in the bid calculator, of course it's gonna raise your price. So if you put in, it's gonna take me 12 hours, but then you're out of there in 3, you know, our margins are gonna be way off. So we do know one thing as far as the gross margin calculator, that our margins, we can't go over what margin? What's our highest margin we can go over? If you guys remember. Come on, Sarah, I know you know numbers.
Is it 100%? I don't know.
70.
Yeah, 70%.
So our lowest for HVAC is 45 unless you get management approval. We wanna be closer to, you know, 60 to 70 in plumbing.
55, 60 is good.
Yeah, so if we're around 60 to 70, no more than 70 in plumbing, then we're okay. But no more in HVAC do we want to be over 70 either, that's just too much. We're getting too much money, we're ripping people off.
That's hard to go over 70.
It is, but
That's
if you put 12
Yeah.
hours in
How
for
do you even
something,
go over 70?
oh, it's easy, it's easy. How about on a jetting job? On a jetting job,
Yeah.
for an
You
example.
can go over 70 there because
Just
there's
easy.
no labor, I mean, there's
Exactly.
all labor.
Hard
material.
jobs.
Right,
Because
there are
even on
it's all labor.
outside of the
Even
same.
on like the
labor.
15,000 or 10,000,
Yeah,
you're still
there-
not over
there
70.
are HVAC.
No, you're normally
You know
not.
what? Sometimes
Not.
you.
But if you
can-
have a
After the
repipe-
commission cut, after everything, there's no way you're over 70.
right. If you're on, well, we're talking gross margin on the calculator. Because all you're doing, you're calculating how much we're charging, and it also shows you then at the bottom of that yellow deal, how much your gross margin is.
Yeah.
Because it's basically marking everything up,
So you
knowing what
sell
we're gonna have to
10
pay.
grand. Then you guys walk away with 7, that would be
No,
hard.
we wouldn't, we never would do that. I mean,
Right.
we would never make that.
That's what I'm saying, who's going over 70%?
It happens, it happens.
That's
So
big
that's what
money.
I wanna make sure it doesn't happen, is just look at that number when you're doing your bid calculator to make sure you're at a decent margin, you know, somewhere between 45 and 70. It just depends on the type of job. If you have a lot of materials, you're gonna have a lower gross margin.
Oh, I
You're gonna
get
be
it.
at 45. But like when you do a repipe, a $10,000 repipe, and you have
You
$600 in parts,
Yeah,
and the rest is labor, and you knock it out in 2 days,
Right.
like you did that one day,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna be at a 65%
I
margin.
was, but I don't even think I was even 70, right?
No,
I don't
you
even
weren't,
think I hit
but
70 there.
I think you're
But
64
on the
actually.
smaller jobs, maybe you can do
It's possible.
70.
That's what I mean.
Because you're
We don't
just
wanna
like,
rip the
boom,
customer
and
off.
You're out.
But at the same time, you know,
Not
the
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 big
whole
house.
reason for commission is so that you guys can
Okay.
make more money, cause if you're efficient and you
Yeah.
get it done, you knock it out, you can make more money.
Right,
I'm okay with you making up to that 70.
right.
But when you're getting beyond that, then that's being greedy and we're
Right.
taking away from the customers, and I don't wanna rip the customers
Yes.
off.
On the smaller jobs, you can though.
back.
Smaller
Because
jobs
sell
you might, a
1,000
real
bucks,
small job you
Yeah.
may, cause there's no
Yes.
parts, it's a $5 part,
You
for
did
an
it by
example.
yourself.
And you did it by yourself, you might get that, but that's an anomaly. I don't want it to be the standard. The standard is 45 to 70,
Right.
somewhere in there, okay? And that's gross margin, that means by the time we take everything out, we're only gonna make, you know, 10, 12% by the time we're done.
Right, yeah.
So, that's fine, but that's how I wanna make sure we're all on the same page. The next thing has to do with warranties. Please, if you have a warranty on something, parts, labor, put it in the system. If you're giving something, and make sure it's on the invoice, make sure you're typing it in there, it has a 6-year warranty, 10-year warranty, and if it's a 10-year warranty on the water heater, make sure you buy the extended warranty, so we're not paying for it. I mean, you know, it's being paid for so that the company, Bradford White or whatever, then gives us a free water heater. You can't just give a warranty above and beyond the manufacturer's warranty unless they pay for it, which means we have to pay for it if they have it available, so that we're not paying for it. Kalka's not paying $1,000 for a new water heater or whatever, you know, in 5 years because something went wrong and we didn't buy the extended warranty, right? Or over 6 years. So, but put your warranty in there. Labor is this much, parts manufacturer's warranty is this. Make sure that, you know, and if we get an extended warranty, we charge for an extended warranty. That's all I want to make sure is happening. Yeah.
Sir, like 2 days ago, I set up the turbo capacitor. It has manufactured like 5 years warranty on it.
The turbo?
And then, yeah, and then they recommend to you put the label close, whatever you can, writing down the date. My question, we need to put those things on?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
take a picture of it.
I have pictures on it.
Because when you take a picture, it's also date and time stamped.
Yes.
So we know when you installed it, it has a 5-year warranty.
Yes.
But when you're in your notes on your invoice, you need to put in there, part has 5-year warranty, labor 1-year warranty or 2-year warranty,
Yes.
whatever it is, okay? Just make sure it's specific, because what happened is I'm looking at, someone called me from 2 years ago and, you know, wants to know, hey, that was you, Ryan, right? Remember about the, do we
Yeah.
have this, was this warranty?
That was about something funky, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was like,
So I went in the
looked
job
into
and I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, there's nothing in here talking about.
something from 2.5 years ago,
Yeah.
and that's why Kevin called me up. And
I
he's
called
like- he's
Kevin.
like, okay, yeah.
I
A lot of
texted
times-
him.
Yeah, a lot of times
Yeah,
we're just going
I
off
knew
our
that
memory.
I knew that generally that type of thing we would automatically cover
Right.
because
Right.
it was an oddity with the install, and I'm like it was something that we did
Right.
that was quirky on the install. And I'm like, normally we would cover it, but I'm not sure because maybe there was a surge. I'm not as certain.
Right,
Okay, so I figured I'd run it by.
yeah, and that's the right thing to do. If you're not sure, call us.
Writing down this is a starting warranty. These days I putting down on our notes, which is the other technician go back over there, can open it, the
Exactly.
history,
Exactly.
can you, and then guess what? We are one step front of the customer. Customer cannot come blame on me, hey, 2 years ago you set it up, you don't remember, how do you are more smarter, you say, oh, sorry sir, first, before they open the mouth, this was under warranty, you know, because the customer pay money, they have, that's a 1 unit, they have a completely information, they are very more accurate to look at it what we did before.
Right.
So it's better we one step before we go inside the
Right,
home.
it's in our
Just
notes,
a
it's in our-
type
it's in our
on
estimates,
look
like-
at it.
Right.
Little bit
Or
stronger,
call the
go
technician.
say hi, because
If
all
they-
the time the
or-
customer is on a guard.
Right.
Yes, whatever they want, not paying, whatever, so.
If
Right.
if they weren't here if they weren't here now, the odds are they're not hearing me.
Yeah,
It is extra information about the serial number, model numbers of unit, and how it's writing down, where is the date. It's very good information. Even you are plumber, yeah, you going close to unit, condensing unit, you're gonna say what age is this?
Yeah, it's
what
just like a
brand
water
is
heater.
this,
Yeah.
What everything is like professional.
Right.
Because again, I'm telling to you, the customer has all document. What year they set it up. If you go 2-3 years different between, they said they are not professional.
Right.
So this information is completely give to you. What is the serial number? What is the model number? If it's heat pump, gas, electric, hydronic system, whatever is that is writing down for you. So
right.
that was extra
Thank you.
information.
And that's the same thing as a water heater. You guys all know how the water heaters are the
Yes,
same way,
you
same
can find
information.
online even how
The sticker.
they cut it, the numbers and serial, like FT, what is that?
Yeah, you just
FT,
look up
yes.
look up the name of it.
What is
Usually,
FT? Yeah.
It gives you a breakdown.
All right, another thing I want to reiterate, and we've talked about this before, but if you order product and let's say Bryce delivers it to you,
All right.
open the box or check the product, make sure it's what you ordered. what happened yesterday,
The supply houses are.
Bring all
killing
everything
us.
the supply house, the
Wrong.
supply houses
Wow.
will send you something wrong and you never
Yes,
know.
that's
I
it.
don't
Either
even let
before you
anybody
start
go to the
installing
supply
it.
house anymore. I
Well,
just
here's what
don't.
happened yesterday.
They
Just can't.
installed
I
it and
can't
then I
afford it,
take
right.
it back.
They had two systems that were supposed to be a gold series and supposed to be a
Yeah.
certain thing. They get out and one has 2 fans, one has 3 fans, that's the difference between the gold and the platinum.
Yeah.
They bring the platinum, the guys didn't even look at it, just installed it.
That's so bad. Oh
Next
my
day
God.
comes in, guess
Oh my
what?
God.
Now we have a gold system, it's the
Yeah.
right system, has 3 fans, different color, looks different, 3 fans instead of 2. Guess what? We had to take the first one off, which we'd already, soldered and everything on it,
Right.
and take it back. They weren't gonna take it back.
Oh, they
'Cause
better
we-
go, right.
We are the ones,
That
even though they
grab
gave
it.
us the wrong product, we installed it. It's our
It's like a toilet,
responsibility,
right?
guys, to look at the
Whatever.
product before we install it.
Yeah.
Make sure you got what you're supposed to get.
I tell Bryce
Because
that
going
all the
forward,
time.
this is gonna if this continues to happen, they're gonna say, well, yeah, it was our fault that we gave you the wrong product, but guess what? You should have looked at it.
I'm gonna recommend, because I now do not even unless it's like a 90 or a couple
Yeah.
fittings, and I know Bryce can handle that, it's like 3 fittings.
Do it yourself.
I will let him come. The big installs,
If it's
where
big.
there's a lot on the
Yeah.
line, you're talking halo, tankless, repipe, something along those lines for you guys' whole system.
Yeah.
I recommend sending somebody that's gonna be doing the job.
Yeah.
Like I go on my own, I'll waste the 30
Bravo,
minutes an
yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Waste the
Yeah.
hour because it's not a waste, because what happens when they bring the wrong stuff? Now you're wasting a day
Wrong.
versus an hour.
Because we had to go,
You
we
did.
went
That's
and delivered
100%
we delivered the new one, and
Forget
found
it.
out that the other one was different. Oh, I
Right.
guess it's a platinum series, da-da-da-da. Well, why didn't you notice that before you installed it?
And even if
Uninstall
you-
it, put it in the truck, get back, go get another one, come back. The whole
Oh,
day was
your day,
wasted.
Your day, and they installed
And
it.
they're arguing, now you're also arguing with the
You-
supplier about,
exactly.
well,
Right,
you
and
guys
they're-
freaking installed it,
They're
man, like,
not
what do you
gonna
want us to
change.
do with this?
They're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
100%
they're gonna do it over and over again, yep.
Have somebody that's, I do it myself and I'm managing the job and I
Oh, yeah.
waste that hour. and
I
I'm
had
home
a,
for
I
my-
had a, I had an installed unit in Lancaster,
Mhm.
3-ton unit. That was my job, like $3,000
Not on the
profit
line.
for me.
Right.
Lancaster is like 130 Fahrenheit, bro. It's not joke.
Oh,
over
I
there.
know.
In
It's
a
not
one day you need to finish
You
it,
gotta
get
knock
out.
'em out.
Yeah.
Guess what? That was my fault. I didn't open the condensing and an 8-handler box. I drive it all the way
You're
to
losing.
Lancaster. I open
Right,
it. The unit, the condensing unit was damaged.
right.
All the way back to supply, I was crazy. Start to argue with them or blah, who's gonna pay that? They said, bro, that's your
That's your
responsibility.
Mhm.
I give to you box, open it, look at inside. If it's bad, we are here, right now the other one to you. If we don't have in stock, that's our fault, we're gonna pay your damage. But you pay, you sign the sheet, bring it to your job site and then come back to us, make complaint for what?
Right.
We lose a lot of money doing that.
So it's
I use-
important, guys, it really is.
Or
Yeah.
sometimes, you know what's
Check your
happening too?
product.
Of course.
They're
Oh, yeah.
overcharging. They're,
Because
you
they,
look at
like
their
the
invoice,
guy brought,
and
they
they
just
random
buy
shit
it,
on
they
there.
buying, they
I've
don't
had
know
that,
what
like-
kinds
like
of material
Ferguson,
inside.
I'm gonna
Right.
retype
And then
it,
that's
you're
not
talking
all
thousands
guys,
of parts.
right.
Just like
Oh,
your big
the
guys.
supply
Yeah, yeah,
guys, they're not
90,
human like
90,
us.
90.
Sometimes
You're
they
putting-
bringing wrong things
Oh,
to
10,
us.
90.
We need
No,
to make sure
actually, I
before,
only have 5.
look,
Yeah,
you,
they charge
I
you
had
for
a,
10.
I had a schedule
I'm not
for
playing that.
thermostat,
I've
you remember?
I've seen
You
that
said,
too, which is
go
why
jump
I-
on your
I
job,
make sure
I
I
go
show
to
up.
my
They're
van
messing
back,
up.
I said, where's my
I
thermostat?
sit there and I'm like,
You
okay,
sent
no, no.
me for
This is what I
thermostat,
need.
where's my
I
thermostat?
look
You
at it,
remember,
like,
that's
little-
why.
Yeah.
Before, start
Because
the
now
job, we need
1.5
check
and
one
all
by
of
one
that, there's a
history.
lot on the line.
Customer all the time, they don't want to pay us.
Right.
You say.
I sent you to the right, I sent you to get one, I had it ordered for you and already paid for, you picked it up, right?
Which one?
For the thermostat.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
It takes an
Yes,
hour
sir.
to do
And
it.
then
You're
they were
saving
like,
so much
I was
money.
over there
And you're
because
not-
unit was old. They had one brand new, the other one was
It's not
old.
bad for now.
But that
Yeah.
guy
It's
was
a no-brainer.
little bit
I don't
hard,
think Bryce
just
should be
solid
picking up
change
the
it.
shit by himself.
I,
He's a fake
little
guy.
bit melting.
Even if
Like
he
a
is,
little
it's
bit
not
played
him.
with him.
He's
I
not
said,
gonna
sir,
take
okay,
the
I'm gonna
chance
replace
that
this
you're
one.
gonna take, oh,
And
wait,
get off here,
you're
but
charging me
at
$100.
least
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
technician, yes, he said
But
yes.
where are
I
the
said,
parts?
give
You
me a
only need
chance
5.
to
Because
check
they'll do
one
that
by
too.
one
They'll
your
give you the
filter,
right part.
make sure all everything
They
is
charge you
okay.
for 10
He's
and
calm
they
down,
give
so
you
it's
5.
somebody
They'll
professional
do
man
that
here,
too.
huh? And then I
Dude,
just go
started
around,
catching
I
on to
look
that
at it,
'cause
I
was
said,
looking at
sir,
my charges
right
and
now
I'm
you
like,
need to stop.
I didn't.
until
use the
this
stick of
unit
this and you
stopped
know,
the
and all that
working.
shit.
So, because
Look
he
at
knows,
the- look at the
he
receipt,
don't want
and
to
then I
pay
look at the
anything
receipt, I'm
until
like,
it's
oh,
worth. Why
hell
he
no.
put the
They didn't
$1 million
give me any of this
home,
shit, but I'm getting
$3
charged
million
for it.
home, he wants the cheapest thermostat. Why? Because I
would
want to
want
go
your
to
money
condensing,
in
look how
big
is the
house.
unit
Little
sitting
towns, it's a
down
little
on.
picture
That
of
was
whatever.
good, he's waiting to
But the
start,
$1,000
and that's why I
invoices,
do
yeah,
my
fuck
best,
off.
behavior as a,
Especially when you have a
he
bunch
said,
of
thank you,
people.
you're
You know,
very
$1,000
quick
invoices
and
is
clean
$8.
job,
The
thank you
sheet
so
was
much.
like
You
that.
know, he was like,
Yeah.
some people, they don't like
I know.
spend the time with technicians, they don't care, they said, just get out my
Every
face, I don't want
time.
you to talk to me or explain to me, just do your job and
And
then
because
boom.
we initially.
So
said
he
no
was
line,
like
and I'm
that,
so it
so I
should be
was
about
quiet,
this much.
very nice.
And I'm like,
Comes
comes
out
out 6
from
bucks,
the
it's like
home.
6
But I take a
like,
picture
yeah.
from
Because if
old,
you're not on it,
old
no,
condensing
that's the
unit.
money out of your pocket.
We can
They
put
don't
on-
care
Okay,
about it. They don't
good.
realize that's your money.
All right, guys. Yeah, we had like 3 conversations going on. So anyway, in addition to making sure we check the product, not only to make sure we have the right product, make sure it's not damaged and all that before we even leave, the purveyor, whoever that is, that's really important. And then I just want to talk about meetings. You know, it's like, we talk about this, Kevin talked about it, I think on Monday, being late to meetings. You know, I probably live at least as far, if not further, than most of you guys here, and I'm here every day on time. I get here at 6:45 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So,
Sorry,
please,
sorry.
if you gotta wake up 5 or 10 minutes earlier, get here on time, because
Sorry.
we started 15 minutes late today.
Yes, sorry.
And we got a lot of stuff going on, so, please, just going forward,
Oh.
be responsible and respectful to other people, and let's get
Honestly,
it done
I
on time.
lost my way.
I'm not pointing out anybody individually, this is in general for everybody,
I
okay?
need to say sorry about it.
All right, no problem. All right, guys, let's get out there and get
I
going.
do try to text you if I think I'm gonna be.
You text me, but you wanna know how many texts I get from you about being late to a meeting?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
That does, you know.
But I'm not always late. It just